Whiskey and Weight going all the way.
What up, world? Welcome back to another episode of the Whiskey and Weight Show with me, your host, Tommy Mac. And again, I'm solo because, as you know, Tyrone is over in Germany doing his training camp. It's almost fight night, so we'll be back very soon. I know everyone's missing him. And as always, we're brought to you in association with Our Kings Competitions, the #1 competition page on the web. Make sure you get online, get yourself a ticket and win yourself a luxury car, win some money, win anything. I'm telling you, you need to be in it to win it. So make sure you hit the ends up. And today, we're joined by a very special guest. This man is a former pro gamer turned pro bodybuilder. He's an absolute tank, runs his own gym. Folks, welcome to the show, Ryan McCoy.
Thanks so much for having me.
Thanks for being here.
Wasn't a pro bodybuilder. Never get that far.
Well, say now.
Close enough.
So yeah, and what a random field to go from gaming to bodybuilding. Like, how did that transition come about?
So I was always in the gym and fitness in school, playing rugby, playing Gaelic, hitting the weights hard.
Were you?
Yeah. Very. I played with a team called St. Pat's. My old coach was a guy called Cab Madden. And then in school, I never played rugby a day in my life. And there's this big guy called Hamish. He says, "Dad, do you play rugby?" I goes, "No." So I played a game, and he actually scouted me to go for the county trials for, it was Ulster. And he sent me a team.
Your first day?
Yeah, my first match, yeah. So I know I usually Gaelic's different from rugby.
Yeah.
And one of my first matches, I got a ball against it was a grammar school. I was away in the country, but obviously none of our guys really played rugby. And we sort of won off, and I ran from one pitch to the next pitch, and I turned round, and they all stopped, and I was like, "What's wrong?" So I actually ran the whole 2 pitches.
Like what?
And he says, you're out of bounds, you're out of bounds. I didn't know, I just kept running. So he says, if you can do that every game, you'll be something special. So obviously got into the Gaelic rugby and hitting the weights. And then from then, there was a place called Game the World. There was Game the World Bangor, Lisburn, and Coleraine. And I was just walking through town one day, and I walked in, and I seen they were playing games. I always loved playing games with my cousins when I was younger. Street Fighter, FIFA.
Oh, are you open?
Yeah, yeah. And just walked in one day and started playing this game called Call of Duty. And I had these competitions on. And I kept playing. I got better and better. And then I had like a competition for like a league. So it was Game the World, Feed Bangor, Feed Coleraine, like all the different teams. And we got the final one. Then it's so long. The place gets so long. Like in the franchise was never the same. I started working in the wee franchise place. What was it called? It's like a Video City. It had like a gaming thing in the back and an ice cream and all the rest of it. And then I got a PC online, and I started playing more and more and more. And then I went to this team called, I think it was XNI, Extreme NI. Big guy called Pete. And I actually met a few of my clans now back then. So I did. And they were all gamers.
They probably had no idea you would ever be who you were.
I know no one had a clue. I was just, back then though, I was still sort of, I was in good shape. I wasn't till I got really down the rabbit hole of gaming. All nighters. So literally going from playing rugby, Gaelic, the gym, the running, to everything in school, to just sitting on a PC, just Doritos, pizza, Subway, eating, that's all I did. And I got better and better. And then I got sent to a LAN called I-Series. I think it's the biggest LAN in the UK.
Right.
So I played there with my team, XNI. I know the team was called +1. That was the team's called after the XNI. And I played against some of the biggest teams in the UK, Reason Gaming, Dignitas. I think at the time there was a team called Fnatic there as well, Infused Gaming, and one more team. Who was alone? Can't remember the other name. It was like a German, Speedlink. They were a German team. And I played against 2 of the teams, and I was doing really well. And then I got offered to pick up, but unfortunately, me being me, I was a bit boisterous, a bit outspoken, and I'd done a few things that you would probably get in trouble for doing. So the guy, the manager, Ben Dalloway, he vouched for me for the owner.
Right.
But he says, I've got this young kid, Duffer, he's a mad Irish guy. And the guy says, no, he's no good for, what would you say, PR. So not a good rep. But then...
What did you get called doing?
Well, I might have flashed something behind the guys playing online. And then another guy called Mark Horner, I made him a faggot, but I made a peed on his faggot, and he was drinking it. so yeah, just being young and dumb and just drunk being a header. But then like about a year, not a year later, maybe like 4, 5, 6 months later, I played against this team online and we got to the final, beat 2 or 3 of the best teams. And we met that team in the final again. So we did. And it was me who was beating them. I ended up beating them. And then like their team sort of broke up. And we went to a place called, it was Roman Italy. The name was called Gamers Jack. We actually won some gold, which I never got.
Real gold?
Yeah, real
But
gold.
you
That was the
never got it,
prize.
so-
I didn't fill in the form properly.
All right.
So I went there and we had one of their guys, like the sub fours.
Yeah.
I think did we get first? We got second or first. And then another 4 months later, we went to a land called CIC5. So this is where I sort of became like famous gaming.
Mm.
And I was the MVP, won the tournament. We beat the best team at the time, was a team called Button Bashers, and we got offered like £250 a week salary. We got offered flights, hotels.
And what age are you at this
I
time?
think I was 19, 20, maybe 21.
That's
And
great.
one thing about the gamers, they love the party.
Do they?
So we all rocked in like the next day for the final. I mean, didn't sleep. I had the fire extinguishers.
Yeah.
And I didn't know at the time you get 3 different fire extinguishers. I thought it was just a fun one. So I got my guy. He was called Tom Diablo, guy from Israel. And I spread him on the face with a black
The
dust.
Oh,
So he couldn't see
listen,
for like
we've
2
talked about this before. Return there killed me one day.
So I had no idea. And then we had 2 of the guys in our like B&B, like staying the commentators.
Yeah.
And we were up to like 7 in the morning partying, all Dan. And obviously the sponsors didn't know this. They thought we were tucked in the bed. And the next day, we're in the final. And the 2 commentator guy called Tosspot and a guy called Red Eye. That's their nicknames, or gaming nicknames, by the way.
They called their son Tosspot.
So they were on the stream, obviously casting us,
Yeah.
saying, oh, they called me Duffer, my nickname was Duffer, about me partying the night before and the fire extinguisher and all. And then obviously the sponsors watching the stream going, what the F are you doing? You should have a final like in a couple of
Yeah.
hours here. But it didn't matter. We won the league, or won the final, won like 2 or 3 grand each.
Great.
And then obviously after that, it was, we were like a smaller organisation. So it's probably when you're boxing,
Yeah.
and you say you beat the big champ, you're full of money, like you do. Obviously not as big as boxing back then. And then they says, did you want to get paid more money? But Call of Duty was sort of starting to die down a bit.
Yeah.
So it was, and then we waited for a few lands, and we had a few organisations who were promised us the world, but didn't deliver. All false promises, breaking promises. So we sort of parted ways there, and we left like a bad taste in our mouth for like, we put all this work in to be a gamer, and it was sort of starting to blow up. And then I just left a sour taste in my mouth, so we sort of split our own ways, and I started sort of getting into the gym.
Did you use that just to
So
get out your
what's-
frustration from the game?
What happened was whenever the game was coming to an end, I was going through a very bad breakup at the time, and then I got in a fight with one of my friends to help him out. I got knocked out one night, so bad breakup, drinking, drugs, fight, and I was like, what am I going to do? Like, my life's over. Couldn't help my friends, felt awful, and then I sort of tried to kill myself. I lost my purpose. And I remember in the toilet, the kitchen, like tablets in their glass, whapped them in, tablets in their glass, whapped them in. And my friend Marty, I texted my friend Marty, said, love you, I'm going to miss you. And he come round the house and he picked me up. So my game was coming to an end. I was going through a really bad breakup. The girl was actually pregnant. I was like, did she cheat on me? And then obviously I went out with my friend's paralytic, and he got in a fight and I couldn't help him. And I just felt absolutely fucking useless. And my friend found me. So he did it at the back, and I got rushed to hospital. I was passed out in the ambulance. And I remember waking up in the hospital bed, and I was crying my eyes out. My mate was on the floor. My mum was laying there, and the doctor, what'd you do it for? So I miss my daddy. I was like, and he says, you've right, son, you've picked the worst way to kill yourself here. He says, right now, them tablets are sitting in your stomach. And he says, they're burning through your linen. He says, I don't know what you've took. And my mum went home, dog went on tablets, period
take
tablets,
all- just
everything.
anything that was
He says,
there?
how many? And I says, well, the whole glass is full twice, and I whapped them in. And he says, right. So he stuck me on a drip. I remember now in the hospital, coming round. All my friends come and see me, going, I'm so embarrassed here, fucking hell. And then my cousin came and see me, and he had to help me to the toilet. And I was on a drip, and I collapsed on the floor, and I shit myself in the middle of the ward because of the drip. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed.
Yeah.
What am I going to do? And then I felt like an absolute scumbag because my friends were there, my mum was there, and I'm going, oh, fuck. Just didn't want, it was actually worse than Dan. I was, well, at the time I thought it was.
Well, it's Hannah or
Well,
just shitting herself and in
in
front
the
of everyone.
hospital. And I just remember,
Give me another glass of tablets.
I know, I was down there
Yeah.
going, fuck. So obviously I was in hospital for a week, 5 days,
Yeah.
and I got out. And obviously none of my friends do. I think my mum sort of said, because I missed training,
Yeah.
like we won't go on every Sunday night, says the Grant's going for a bad time out now, yada, yada, yada. And then my friend Brawley, So you could actually probably thank him. I used to train Bradley when I was in school. So in school I was a bit of a beast. I was real built for my age.
Yeah.
Remember when I was at 15 and the gym was like, no, the Smith Street bench. So I was 100 kilograms, 80. I was doing it for reps.
Were you?
At 15. And the teacher, Mr. Simpson, stopped me. But I thought going back to the gym, right, I'm going to be the same what I was. But all I've been doing is this here.
Right, so
That's all I've been doing.
Lost everything.
So I went back to the gym, my friend's gym, couldn't do one push-up, couldn't do one pull-up, even on my knees. And I'm going, like I was embarrassed. But had that sort of drive in me. Sort of said, your girlfriend shouldn't eat your heart broke and you've got a lot of mad trauma from my past. And I remember just driving. And I went to the gym another time as well. This is probably one of the two of the main things that really drove me. I was in the gym and I was down the bench. And I remember people, see, like, because I'm coaching now, people always say to me, oh, you don't know what it's like. And I'm going, oh, I because I don't see the photos. I do. And I remember being stuck on the bench for like a 5 and a 5, 30 kilogram, right? I got 4 or 5 reps. And my mate was on the phone, Brawley, and I put more like a 2.5 on, right? And I was at a gym called Fit for Less in Lisburn, and this gym was rammed, right? I says, I'll be all right to myself, got it. And I got stuck on the bench, right? And I got look around, and I got you looking at me laughing.
It's terrible when that happens.
Right? Here, 35 kilogram. So I tipped the bar that way, and that bar, and I remember there's people looking at me laughing and going, so see, after that lit a fire in my arse. So fast forward 4 or 5 years, I was benching 240 kilograms for 4 or 5 reps. And I always remember that there.
Yeah.
Just people just looking, just snaring and going,
and
right.
Do you know what? People might not even have been looking, could have been looking at something else, but
no, I was like, he's fucking looking at me, so he is. And I was like, right. And I made just some more. Anytime I want to quit or give up, I was just
remembering the laughs.
I was like, right, we'll see. Yeah. And then that's what put me in the bodybuilding. No, sorry, man, they had put me in the gym, transfer my body.
Yeah.
And then I went to a gym called Rock Pit. So I was sort of getting like big and Fit for Less.
Were you training for like a photo shoot or anything?
No, man, I was just training. So you'd say my gym was my therapy. So I would just go to the gym and I would murder myself. And I had all this mad music on, and you could tell I was very, very angry at the world. I had like just like a Thorn was said, I was just pissed off. And I just, at the gym, mate, you can't get in trouble hitting weights, lifting weights. So instead of me drinking and partying, I go out fighting, doing something stupid. I was in the gym, just murder. And it took me, that transformation, that before and after picture, that took me 5.5 years. People think, oh, it was easy. I mean, that was blood, sweat and tears. And one just that there, I was going real bad mental phase too. I was about to break up. My history with my dad, trying to come back. I had to go to therapy as well. And then I scrapped the therapy off because the therapist was asking me really weird questions. Yeah.
Was that not their job?
But no, when I say, so I actually met a therapist, there's a therapist in my gym, my group, Peter. And I said to him, he's like, I don't know. The guy was actually asking me, oh, did you have sexual fantasies about your mum? And I'm going, I'm here because my dad. What are you talking about my mum? So I said, I'm not going back. I only ever told my mum like a year or two ago. And she was like, what? So
we must have been watching a friggin' Freud. I watched that on Netflix. He was having fantasies about his movie.
But I was sitting going, and I was like, what the I don't know if he was trying to wind me up, or then I was thinking back, nah, just going, see one of them weird pedophiles or something, trying to get when I was younger.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Like people trying to abuse their power.
So obviously kept training, and then I sort of started slipping in the old ways again. Out drinking with friends, partying. And then it was actually Phil Graham. Phil Graham said, you should do a show. I thought he was just taking a piss. He's snow I used to do a show, and he said, keep you out of trouble. So I started training for a show, and then Rock Pit closed down, and I was like, oh, I'm going to do now. So I went to a place called Elite, Mark Gaddy's took me on his ring, and I can remember people looking at me, but not in a bad way. I felt before. I was like doing like the series, pumping up, and I could see people were going, look, no one you know.
Yeah.
I was pumped up, I was big, and they really see it. And then by this age, I think I was 24, 25, I started taking steroids. Going to compete in the show. I need to take some. It's going to sound really funny or really bad, but people are like, I'm really scared of a dentist. I mean, petrified. And I was like, how'd you be a bodybuilder taking steroids? My friend had to inject me. So I started really hitting hard bodybuilding. I'm a dad and just trained, ate, slept, food, wasn't messed about no more. Really put the head down. And then I put up a photo of me, like a day after the show. No, there's this photo. There's a photo of me on stage going like this here. My music's like knocked off, it didn't play. So I'm standing there first time and a crowd for the people, and I seeing they all get drunk, people get ready.
People be drinking at the shows?
They're blocked, yeah, it's mad. And then one of the guys I was competing against who was like a novice, so I was first timer.
Right.
I was a novice. A guy called Henry Dawson. I says, is that the right pants skate? So he screwed me over. He got me a red G-string. Now, you couldn't tell from the front, right? So I jumped. Obviously, the bodybuilding thongs are thong,
yeah.
but this one was right up my arse cheek. So I turned around to the back, and I'm doing the back double bicep, right? And my mum's sitting on the stage, and she's like,
What's going on?
and there's 3 or 4 birds going, look at your whole big lad now. So, you know what I mean? Big bearded fella, tan, but I got there and turned around. So I think someone stuck a photo of me doing that there and got a little publicity. And then they put a photo of me going to get there. And then see the next day, I got 1,000 friend requests. So I did, just who's this big lad? Who's that there? Where'd he come from? Just out of the blue. I done the XFS, which is another show the next day after. But when I was completing our training, I got bronchitis, really sick. But I didn't know. Because everyone says bodybuilding, the worse you look, the better you feel. So I'm in the gym training like a maniac. I go, I feel really fucked here. I just thought, oh, it's normal.
Yeah.
But then I took this mad fever. I mean, like shivering, like really bad. I said to my coach and all, he says, man, you're supposed to feel bad, but go to the doctor. So I went to the doctor and got like some like MRI or X-ray on my chest. He says, you got bronchitis. So it was like 2 weeks with my show. And you take antibiotics, pills you full of water.
Yeah.
So I said to him, he says, son, he says, you need to take these, you're really sick here. He says, your body's depleted. You've no body fat, you're run down, you're training, you're on these drugs. He says, you're not in the best shape, obviously. He says, not physically, he says, health-wise. So I took the antibiotics and it sort of blew me up on stage, which I got marked down for. But that was sort of like, well, I wouldn't change it now for the world, but it was sort of like a sour taste because I knew I could have won because it was the biggest there. Now, a wee bit more condition. And it was just like a big water.
Yeah.
For a bodybuilding condition, like a water buffalo. Sort of got there. And then after that, I done a photo shoot with guy Peter Bennett. I think I was Peter Bennett's first photo shoot, or one of his first photo shoots.
And he does them all now.
Yeah, Peter's brilliant. And Peter actually was friendly. One of my old coaches, Harry, like really friendly. He's working on Network together years ago. A few Malabiva trips. So he was very, what's happening? And he was very dead on. And he stuck up a photo and I put the photo out. It was me, like a pair of jeans, red pants. And no one back then had a big beard. It was sort of like, what's it take, 10, 12 years ago? So I had this big mad beard and the tan, the muscle standing there. And I put it up. Next thing, my inbox blew up, had this guy, what's his name? He's a muscle model.
Was it all fellas? Because I'd always say the better shape men get into, I think girls are going to be after them, but it's always men.
See for the bodybuilding photos, men, but see for like the nice ones, a load of girls, lad, you too. I get all this attention. I'm going, oh, that's great. Funny enough, so the girl who cheated on me, she actually unblocked me.
Oh,
I said, have you seen you around now? I'm not going to say what happened next.
You may as well.
I got her back well. No, I think she had a boy at the time. I don't want to get in trouble. But I got one up on her, so I did. But I should have done it back in, but I got one up on her.
Goes around, comes around.
What?
Goes around, comes around.
I know. I've had to do it again now. I wouldn't do it because I don't think it's right.
Yeah.
I felt it was bad at the time.
I'm only joking as well. It's not
I was like, I know, me trying to be mature now. Back end, follow the rest. Who's better now? Yeah. But I got off. Then I started getting offering all these like sponsorship deals.
Yeah.
And a time Phil was helping me out, and so my Facebook as well. I just put anything up, just stupid stuff, slagging mates, taking a piss, sharing a post. And again, I got offered all this money, like 2.5, 3 grand, €3,000 a month. To go to stay in shape, do this event, this clothing brand, and I got offered for me and Peter to go to FIBO in Germany. I had no idea. I was just some kid on a show, just training because I love training. And again, went on my Facebook. Oh, it's not fair. The same as my gaming days. You're not very not PG enough, friend.
Yeah.
Too much outspoken, talking about drugs, doing this, saying this, sure and that. And I was like, fair enough. So I sort of shot myself in the foot again, which I didn't mind doing now because I thought it had happened for a reason. Yeah. So I continued just getting back into the weights. I actually went back to gaming, so did.
Did you?
So we had like a comeback. We had a comeback, and me and all my old players, and I think a game was called Battalion. And you had all these big, at this time, gaming really blew up. So there was a thing called Twitch. A guy called Shroud was all playing. He's a master streamer. A guy called Dr. Disrespect. And there was another one. All these old Call of Duty players who were like console players.
Yeah.
So we had to come back and play for like 4, 5, 6 months.
What were you like?
I was bodybuilding.
No, but on the game, were you still good?
Well, I wouldn't say I was still good, but not as good.
Right.
It's different, so it was. And there was these guys making memes going, how's Duffer going to hold his mouse for his muscles? And then we got sent to a land in Prague. I think we got second or third. But again, we were out partying. And I ain't going
I find that, I always thought gamers were like recluses and that's why the game. I didn't think they were partiers.
Oh, I don't know. They're just different. I see as well. See, growing up, I always had friends who'd be all the boys, grew up on all headers. And I always had friends who'd be geeky. But I was going on with them all. And just when I was the gamers, I know, it's almost like I led the way.
So you're leading them down the wrong path.
Well, so we're in Prague, and we're seeing my friend Tom. So he's like a Star of David here. So we were in this nightclub. I mean, I never forget. I thought I was in a movie. So here's in a room like this, and it's all mirrors all around you. And the mirror opened. And I looked in, poker tables, and I could see guns just sitting there. And I'm going, when you get out of here? Then we went to the toilet, and some guy in the toilet pulled Tom from this thing. Pulled him. And I'm going, he's like, Duff, come and help me. Because I don't want to get in no trouble here. We're in a foreign country. So we all left, and the next day I went to land again. But we didn't do as well this time. It was just like, I think it was just, we joined an organisation called Meet Your Makers, MIM, and they pay for everything, and we sort of went off our name. So we weren't as good as we used to be.
Yeah.
But we still got fourth. But they wanted us to come first or second. And after that, I was like, I'm falling away. So I started eating Doritos again. Started skipping training.
Just in the habits. Yeah.
So I went home one night for my friend's birthday. And I was blocked, and I come home. And I paid my PC so I could break it.
There's other ways. I didn't
remember what I'd done. I was like, what's wrong with this here? And Mum came in and goes, what's wrong with it, you dirty bastard? You pissed on it last night when you were at Black. He says, I'm not gaming no more, I'm getting fat again. So I was in the vat. And then my friend Yaffa, he one of my gamer friends, his nickname, by the way, he came around and tried to fix it. He was, mate, you can smell the penis, you definitely peed on it. So I was in the vat. And then I was just back in the gym training. So I was just going hard. And then as well as I sort of had a bit of an ego. I was getting really, really strong. So I was a load of boys. See bodybuilding. It's a really two-faced toxic sport. So it's really, really bad. And I think it's just, it's got to do with all the drugs people are taking.
Yeah.
Like, seeing how I come off it all for like a good 8-9 months. Seeing I was training, I was just like ready to fight the world.
Were you?
I was just on edge all the time.
So roid rage is a thing.
I wouldn't say I was on roid rage. I just had when I go to train, you play your sim, you got to switch.
Yeah.
You're ready for this time to go. So I was going to get every day. Right, let's go. And then seeing big dumbbells, because I was getting so strong. There's a time like it doesn't take a happy person to lift those sort of weights. Like,
yeah,
I was
to get angry. I was remember my coach back when I was training in the institute. And I was trying to get people to say, right, like, let's get angry. I was like, fuck me. Because I always enjoyed training, but like, get angry. Then I see, when I went to the like normal gym, public gyms, I see the big guys, no one as big as you, obviously, but see our big guys are like, bang their heads and all, trying to, like, you have to be in that mentality.
It's funny you said that, because I completely forgot about this year. We went and seen my friend Finney, who's still bodybuilding. He's Mr. Ireland now, or won last year. And he's just getting a bit tight. He's pushing hard. It's come down of his bodybuilding career. And I was sort of one who showed him how to train with the intensity. And I forgot all about this. So he says, do you remember when you headbutt the bar? Right? So I headbutt the bar, that's boom. And I said, that's fucking done my day. So I was in my mindset then. Headbutt the bar, big lump come up. I was squatting 300 kilogram. And he says, Duff, you were mad. But I didn't think. It was just in my head. I was always thinking about that madness sauce.
So your dad, he said he got killed.
Yeah.
And was that like a motivation for you, like imagining getting angry, like face to face with your dad's killed?
There was times when I was thinking, saying that CNT killed my dad, and that was my drive, and I was just thinking I'm getting shot, and I was just, I made see the anger, made see how strong I was, and I think it was just I had a fire on my arse, and I was just a bull. And like, when I say strong, I didn't realise how strong I was getting until part after some bodybuilders were coming at my posts. I thought I would just put a foot up in my training.
Because it's just your regular for you,
yeah. And I didn't know. But I remember Phil and my old coach Harry says, son, you're like a treasure chest waiting to get opened. Well, it's potential. And I remember getting these big dumbbells. I never like screaming in the gym. I hate people who scream their head off. I'd always just like a grunt, like, But I remember getting past these two big 90 kilogram dumbbells, and I got them. I mean, it was like a euphoria of rage, and I was just, boom, boom, and just like 15 reps. Yeah. And I'm going, see, now I can probably pick it up.
Nah, why?
Just because you're not doing it. You think I'm big nice, me, I'm like way downsized now. But that made it was just a different level of training. It was almost like, I don't even know how I was doing it. It was crazy.
Just in the zone.
And there was years of just boom, 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 boom. And then the stronger I got, people were like, what's he taking? And I says, I'm taking this here. And then a few guys in Ballymena, I'm not going to name them, but it says I was different fake weights, right? So a guy came down to Ballymena one day to train me. And he says, right, there's a 70s there. And he wanted help to do them. and he just buckled. I was thought their feet. Oh, it must be them knee sleeves you're wearing.
Is that a thing in the weightlifting community about? Because I saw when what do you call him? The guy on the world record for the deadlift, and then Thor done it.
Eddie Hall and Thor,
Eddie Hall, and then they were going, oh, Thor's doesn't count because it's not a
competition
sanctioned and all, and them weights they're not regulated. They couldn't be the right plates and all.
So you can get fake weights or stuff. I even noticed some gyms I go to. Like I remember going to, so I was going there and done them weights, and he thought they were fake and they weren't as heavy.
Yeah.
Anyway, he couldn't do them. I saw it in another gym, the Flax Gym, in it was East Belfast, and a gym in Ballymena, Flax Gym as well. Big guy Brian Serge on it, and I was doing their weights, and I going, these don't feel as heavy as the metal ones. And then you would get some. There's a place, Elite Health and Fitness. Their plates, I always thought it was heavier round there. So I weighed their weights one day, and they were 21.2 kilograms. So if you had 180 in the bar, that's like an extra 16 kilograms on each side. No building up.
Yeah.
So there's definitely some gyms have lighter weights and heavier weights. But I know you can buy fake ones.
Yeah.
You see them big YouTube videos now. But I've never used them or intensely used them. So.
But like, yes, what you said about your daddy getting killed. How old were you when your daddy
I was
passed?
10.
10?
So I was, yeah.
And were you aware of what happened? Or how did your daddy die?
So we walked in the bar. He was sitting there and two men went in and gunned him down. So he did. Well, he didn't die then. His friend come to the house in the car, look at my mum, so I answered the door. His friend covered in blood. And that's one of my memories. Things still sitting in my head. So whenever I was doing the weights, boom, him covered in blood, where's mummy? And I remember I was just in the house. My dad, he was rushed to hospital then. And you didn't know you're 10. But I think, see, when you're younger, you come from West Belfast, you're 10. You're a different mentality. You're older. Because my wee girl, she's coming at 12 here and she's still a wee baby. But I think when you're from the West, everything's just a bit more hard, a bit more streetwise. I didn't know what happened, but I remember Bill coming in and he sat me down and he says, Ryan, your daddy's dead. And I said, no, he's not. I didn't believe it. And then it just, after that, I remember it's just me going to the funeral and like thousands. And I was like, what's going on? I didn't know who my dad was really. It was just daddy to me. And last thing I remember is just even me putting the bucket of dirt, and I put it in. I can remember it. I can almost see it in like a 3-6. Everyone just looking at me, and I just threw it in the coffin. And that's it. And then years after that, we had to relocate. Mum says there was like a threat in our lives. They thought I was getting some multi-million-pound inheritance and getting all this here, and they were going to kidnap me or do something to me. And then she was told to leave West Belfast. So actually, a funny story. One of my friends, Daddy, who was at the time head of the REC drug squad, he interviewed my mum. He says, well, Cale, did you take over the empire? But so many years later, mate, I was at his house. Just like a small world. Yeah. My friend Mark, we became best friends. And then the guy who saved my life, Marty Chappelle, who found me that night, his daddy was actually part of C Company. And there's a massive feud going on there. Yeah. So his daddy were only my daddy, and both of them were only his daddy. And we became best friends.
We all became mates.
And like, I remember even Mark's dad saying, like, I would have loved to met your dad and his dad here now. He says it shows how much Northern Ireland is progressing towards the thing. And one of our mutual friends, who would be in a community worker on our side of the fence, had that guy Marty stand for his son, and he was down the PD, have the pint together and all. And it all came through my coaching and being friends. And I go on, like, where would you get it?
Yeah, that's the beauty of the gym, isn't it? Like bringing people together.
You will never, it's mad. Like, it's just like, imagine that you told that he was C Company, and obviously his dad's in jail for our side of the war, and then he's involved now, and he's standing for his son. And it all came about through coaching. Yeah. And then my group, in my coaching group, we've got like a guy from that background, we've got a Muslim, we've got a guy there who's atheist, we've got a girl there who's he's a police officer, another guy there who's a bit of a bad boy, and they just come in the gym together and they all train together. It's like,
it's just leave where you go out the door.
Like, it's just so different, so diverse.
And so just for, obviously I know what people watching or listening, who was your daddy? So
my dad was called McCoy. Yeah. So apparently he was a good boxer on his day. Yeah. So I was told. I know in my attic in the house, I think there's still ours, about a couple hundred trophies on boxing. And he was just alleged as being a very hard man. And alleged as being involved in the criminal underworld, or being the Pablo of the Northern Ireland underworld in the 90s. And then he was also alleged of declaring war on the IRA, and his friend declaring war on C Company at the same time. And then his friend actually, who, and again, my client, his friend threw hand grenades in Conley House. And I was like, and my mum was like, "Ran, mental." Says, you think you're a big lad? You have no idea. Telling me, I'm a friend then, my friend Chris and I came into my house. He goes, "That's my dad." I'm going, "That's your dad, that's my dad." No, beside him, there's two friends. I was like, I didn't know. He goes, "No, I had no idea, mate." So just again, coaching, met each other, just a small world. And obviously because both our daddies are dead, with both of them with us. It's sort of good because we can wind each other up. Do you know what I mean? Because people are like, what do you say? What do you do? And it's sort of same circumstances. But it was good. It was nice. It was really nice. So it was, even though the circumstances are really terrible, but it was nice. So it was.
And obviously, so I was traumatic. Your father gets murdered. You're 10. And were you close to your daddy before?
Do you know what? I never liked him. So it didn't. It was just too much chaos. And thinking back, like my childhood memories of me is walking into the shop, and my dad in the shop, and walking out in the street for me, and either knocked out or being with all these absolute hellions. And I didn't know at the time, but no now.
Yeah.
And then obviously just him on breaking up, and then he was just fucking mad. All the fighting, all the madness, and then fighting with the police, and then just like having a big steel gate in your door, and he's always spoilt me, always good to me, took me away, took me to Florida. He always looked after me. He always had a mum, but he was just
didn't have that like loving kind.
He was just mad. Just I don't know what was. But then to be that sort of man, you had to be.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then mum said he was taking steroids too near the end. So she says that made him even worse. And she was really freaked out then when I was bodybuilding. You know, watch here and all, watch your mind. But lucky enough, mine was all in the gym, not out being.
Not out in the road.
No, no.
So that, obviously your father being, as you said, the Pablo of the North, did that kind of like cast a shadow over you? People just expecting you when you got older. Obviously, when you're a 10-year-old, they're not expecting you to be at, but next thing you're getting notoriety from the gaming world and in the bodybuilding world. And then, like you say, the gym is full of people from all different backgrounds. So people just expecting you to.
People first meet me, they don't know the real me. They always just have a thought in their head like, hey, he's a cunt. One of them ones.
Do you think? I don't think I had my head.
No, that's good. That's good. But I done a post with my clients and around. So when we first met you, I was scared. I thought you were some mad header. I'm a header, but I'm a good header. I have a good heart. But for my dad, mate, I remember one of my dad's friends took me out years and years ago, and I never knew at the time what he meant. And he says, "Son, your enemies will know you well before you meet them. You'll be known off well before you ever meet someone. You walk in the room, people know who you are." And he says, "They'll always have a bad word to say about you because of who your dad was."
And the sins of the father.
Passed on. And he says, "Son, there was no one like your daddy. He was one in a million." And he says, "You just be yourself." He says, "You don't want to go down that road." It was actually him who sort of kept me out of going down that road, because I was always getting labelled as being a drug dealer or a gangster or doing this or being bad or doing this. And only from my mum, always had the opportunity in my circle of friends or acquaintances that I could have went down that road. And I remember the torture my mum went through, and I would never want to break her heart like that again. And as well as me, imagine, big McCoy son selling drugs. You'd be like, red flag to a bull.
And people have said it in the past. I remember not long ago there was
last year.
There was that last year.
That was last year.
All them WhatsApp.
Yeah.
I was going.
So I didn't. It was Amy, his wife. Amy texted me, and I was like, Pablo, and I thought, right, I'm on a list, big deal, because it happens all the time.
Yeah.
And then I went on and seen it, and I was like, I am the list. It was like just all for me.
You?
It was just me. And I'm going, what the yeah, so I didn't know how big it was. So I spoke one of my gamer friends. He says, right, forward it many times. How many times? He says, around 10,000. And I went on my Instagram story. I had like 19,000 views on my story. And I'm going, they don't follow me.
They were just all going,
I was like, yeah. And then on Facebook, you could tell. So I sort of left it. I thought, here, who cares, whatever. And then I got a phone call, one of our mutual friends. And he says, Ryan, there's a few boys asking about you here. Why don't you go meet them? I said, tell them to fuck off. He says, no bar. And then he wrote me again. He says, Ryan, I vouch for you. He says, anyone from my side rings you again. He says, you give my name and I'll sort it out. And then on the other side, the guy in the gym, they were at me. See what first happened. I got raided. So did years ago. You raid it. I mean, I didn't realize how.
Did?
What?
Or your gym
no,
or your
my
house? Yeah.
So I was in the man shack. We got Jason Lawyers cut my beard. And my mum walked in and she looked at me and she goes, what are you not telling me? I looked up and I was like, what are you talking about? I said, we're getting raided. And my mum would know the force. Now, I didn't know. So again, I went to the house. They're all gone, dead on. There were 10 minutes left. I said to him, my friend, his daddy, about who was there. So you had 3 or 4 guys undercover with like a badge on their neck. You had 2 or 3 guys in full body kit gear holding MP5s. And he says, "Well, that's a level for an armed response gang. Like something we would send to if we're going to do a bust on a gang."
Yeah.
So he says, "That's not like a small level warrant." He says, "That's high level." So I had to go meet him. At the time, I was massive. Like I'm talking, I was like 20 odd stone. I was huge. I was on peak off season. And they got about 20 bottles of steroids, 23 or 22, which was dead on. And I walked in and I sat down with the 2 cops. And the 2 cops must have been 5'6". And I walked in, and they looked at each other and started smiling. And I sat down. I was like, "Right." And they looked at me, and you could say, like, "Right, okay." And I says, "What's it all about?" He says, "Oh, it was misinformation. But I know to get a warrant, a judge warrant, at that level." Talking to my friend's daddy.
Yeah.
He's like, "Ryan, they've been watching you for a while." And mum had said, because we live beside the army barracks, there was like a camera put on a lamppost. And she's like, "I'm fucking cops watching this house. You selling drugs?" "Because I'm selling no drugs." So I'm telling you now, you better not be. So I went in and they gave me back all the steroids. And I actually wrote down, right, this is fast acting, this is slow acting, this is medium acting. I need this for the first show. If I win the next show, I need that. If I win that, I'm in the British finals. And then I may get a chance to go to the universe. I mean, it was all broke down. And they made, you know what, they gave me it all back. I said, "Well, that's dead on, no problem at all." And I actually think I know who the person was who done it.
Just a hero, do you think?
No, and he's still going about now, and he's still in the same circles, and he's still in the lists, and he must be a tout, because I think he tried to set me up to give an email away, and I think because my dad was and who I was, he just
It's
came
the
around,
easy one,
red-handed, yeah. But then obviously last year that came out, and I think I know I was seeing a girl, so was.
See, when you seen that, did your heart sink a wee bit, or?
Mate, you know what? I didn't care. I was so used to it.
Yeah.
People were always selling anyway. People always thought I was doing something bad. Even my mum thought I was selling drugs at one point. Well, if they would start coaching, I made like £600 1 week. Where'd you get me from? She was just, "What's going on?" And I think she was just always really weary. She didn't want me down that path, and she knew I had the opportunity with certain friends and who I was hung about with, and I always had the opportunity to be a bad boy if I want to be a bad boy.
Yeah.
But I always know back, I would never put her through out there. I wouldn't put my family name for it again as well. Instead, I've used me, my coaching, my mental health, the suicide story to sort of help people.
Yes.
And after that big post came out, I actually I left there for weeks and I got the phone calls. I had to address it. So I put a massive post up, and I had about 300 people all search me on the post saying, "Ryan coached me, done this, helped me us here. He helped me through drugs. He never showed many drugs. He said, 'You're drug dealer, no, so I torture for stuff.'" And he's not inclined that way.
Yeah.
As well as that, there, see in my eyes, see if people are going to take drugs, that's up to them. I think the best thing to do for drugs in this country is legalise it and tax it.
I agree. I'm not a drug abuser, like, but I think if you legalise it and then people can get the regulated, people can't get any like bad drugs. There's a lot of young people dying taking them, and like as you say, tax it and make it more cleaner and safer, because people are going to take them anyway.
No matter what. I don't mean go and start selling heroin, like, but people are they're gonna buy drugs no matter what. But like I just think the government should be using that to legalise it, to make it safer, and then right away you're cutting out all the paramilitary gangs who are using the name for like a Republican cause or a loyalist cause, but they're just a gang now. I mean, there's no real faking on anymore. You know, everyone's getting paid to do something, or getting paid off, or they're murdering people's families, or fathers, or shooting people's kids. It doesn't need done. I don't think anyone deserves to be murdered for selling drugs. Especially in this day and age where, like, I know personally, I know a doctor takes it.
Everyone takes drugs.
I know a police officer, I know a judge. It's like everyone's doing something. So definitely the way going forward. But then I put it to a vote, so would.
Yeah.
A public vote. No one's going to agree, like, but it's going to happen no matter what.
So, yeah, you were able to clear that up anyway, because I was shocked when I seen it too.
Yeah.
And you were able to get back the business. Did it affect business anyway?
I was. So there was a few things on this were true. So there was, and I was actually seeing a girl last year, and it's her partner, ex-partner. He's a cop, a dirty cop, and he was actually telling her that I was an RA. We're like that, and I went, "You do know the RA shot my dad, don't you?" And then he was telling I was a drug dealer, and then his brother's also a cop, so I had to go to the ombudsman and report him. And funny enough, he was the one who shared it to her, right? And said it was going around his barracks, the police station.
Yeah.
Which right away, that's not good. Like, so why are you sharing around the police station for, and showing the public information? So I reported him, but that was done about it. But me and my mum both convinced it was him done it, because no one would have that much information on me or my circle of friends. And this boy's been about a long time, and he would know my friends at Banbridge. He would know my friends from the gym days. He trains in the gym.
Yeah.
And I think it was definitely him and his brother put it out there. And then him and his brother were stalking my stories.
Why? What?
I think I seen his bird.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? It wasn't my fault that him and his bird broke up. But yeah, I think that's what kicked it off. But what to say? All publicity, scrupulously.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Saying that,
was it?
Well, I
Fuck,
had
in
3
your
or 4
case?
police officers had to leave my group. Says,
It can't
Ryan, I
be
got to
seen
leave.
with it,
So I
yeah.
says, listen, it's not looking good. And I actually used to train a very, very, very high up. Like, you're talking like he's in the top 5 of the police now. And he had the on friend me and all. And I asked him, can he face his run? I can't get involved. He says, it's really bad for me. I have to stay neutral because of my job and conversation. Fair enough. So it sort of did hurt. But at the same time, when I got it all cleared up, it's sort of like, what do you do? Well, it's life. There's always some
just
shit going to
move
happen
on,
at you.
yeah. So back to the bodybuilding days, just you've touched on steroids. Like when the police came raided their house, they took the steroids off you. Can you compete without steroids, or is it just
If you want to compete at the highest level, you need them. Now I know guys competing center natural. There's federations test you center natural, but I know for a fact they get a proper blood panel done. The test your steroid costs thousands of pounds, so they're not being done correctly. I mean, you run a bodybuilding show, especially a natural bodybuilding show. Like to me, when I think of bodybuilding, I want to go see the freaks, the monsters. Whenever I first started training, like I watch Boys Night Train, and whenever I was growing up, not growing up, when I was looking at the videos, I thought people like Bron Swan, Johnny Jackson, and these guys were just monsters. But the way they trained, it was just pure aggression. Just like, and for me, that's what I was going for at the time. I just needed that madness. It was like, right, that's going. We're going to get stuck in here. And now there's some. So for example, I started taking steroids 24, 25. I know boys taking steroids 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. And I'm sitting going, you are mad. Because I know now, I have to take TRT now. So I went back to the doctor 2 years ago. Business was going, 2 or 3 years ago. Business was going pretty well. I'm making a lot of good money. I was engaged with my partner. Everyone was going brilliant. And then I just didn't have no umph. Almost like your wee thing.
Yeah.
So one of the guy, John, he did my blood. He said, Ryan, you no testosterone. And I never would have abused steroids. I didn't need to. All my coaches always told me to take more. I would have took half.
Just took it, yeah.
First, because I was scared of needles. And second, I didn't need it.
Yeah.
I think the most I ever took was a guy GP gave me a 600 test. It was test, everything or test sipping it. And then it was 400 Primo. And it was 400 DACA. And I remember cutting that in half because I didn't want to jack as much. I think the most I ever took before was 600 milligram of Tren. Now, that's a lot. But I didn't know back then. But I took it in. And to give you an idea of what it's like, so we had school here now. I could be sitting here in my pair of thongs and I'd be roasting, taking a train.
Serious?
Yeah.
Because trends like for losing weight, isn't it?
I wouldn't say it makes you lose weight. It changes your body composition.
Right,
so it does. See, the only thing that's going to make there's no real thing that's going to make you lose weight by your diet and exercise. There's a drug called DMP, which was invented back in World War II for the Russians. So there's photos of the Russians taking it, and you're talking Russia, minus 20 degrees or something.
Yeah.
And they're outside playing football, kicking a ball about. There's photos of it.
Yeah.
And then you see the Germans all freezing to death. Now, I took DMP once. I didn't know what it was. I just, I'll give it a crack. They're all talking about it. It cooks your insides from the inside out. That's how bad it is. And any carbohydrate you eat, it turns it to energy and makes you warm.
Right.
Now, I took it for like a week. I just felt trapped. Didn't really know how bad it was.
Yeah.
Then I started looking into it and I was like, oh my God, what am I taking? And see the way I can describe it was I was poisoned. It was just like no energy, drained, sapped. Almost thought like I was on my deathbed, just destroyed. So I stopped taking it.
And why would people want to take it then?
Well, see, for me, I was like, guys, I'm taking this here stuff's brilliant. And like, burns fat. Oh, here, give us it. It's like that there, the fat injection now, what's it called? Everyone's taking this.
Ozempic?
Everyone's taking this fat injection. And I don't realise it's not just turning fat off, it's killing your appetite. You're burning muscle as well.
Yeah.
But girls see the scales come down, they think, oh,
And
it's
they think they're
okay.
loving it, yeah,
But that injection, like it's, you can get it for 30 quid. But it's for people who are obese, who are going to die, who have to change their life for it. I know people who are like 10 stone taking it.
Oh, no.
I'm like, what do you want to take? Oh, look better, but you lose some muscle.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's just, everyone wants a quick fix. Everyone wants a quick fix. And even though
there is no quick fix set.
For me right now, I could never go back to bodybuilding in 5 or 6 weeks. It would take me 6 months to a year to build my legs back up, to build my body back up, and to build the muscle to compete. But now, in 6 weeks' time for me now, if I want to do a real hard cut and get in good shape, I could do it like that. Because it's there. But you have to go through sort of the hardship first, building the muscle, burn the fat, and your body responds well. And then obviously adding a bit of drugs here and there. Like my TRT, people think taking testosterone with therapy is like a mill of testosterone. Like I take between 65, 75 micrograms. and almost shots 300.
What's that, a week?
Yeah, a week, which is just to replace your natural levels. But people take the piss on it, so they do. When they're with the steroids. Some people really take the piss, but then take the piss on anything
See,
else.
at TRT, it must be like I've noticed the difference between me, right? So I'm a clean athlete, never took any performance enhancing drugs. But me and a friend of mine who is using TRT, we learned how to do a muscle up on the same day. And
I know who it is.
the race the 10s
I've seen
on.
it. I know who it is. Yeah,
I got the 4, and in the space of like 4 days, he got the 10. I was like, that just shows you the difference in the clean athletes.
You're not that bigger than him. Tell me who you are. You've got a few pounds more than him.
But did you notice we were able to lift more or do more?
Do you know what? See, for
TRT?
me, see now, I don't really feel any difference. I think it's because it's replacing it. Now, I can remember back. Like, there's no magic bottle that's going to make you stronger. For me, I mean, I was never naturally strong. People think I was, but for me to get from 50 kilogram to 70 kilogram to 80 kilogram to 90, that was a lot of hard work and a lot of dark mental mindset and just really going for it and years and years. The most important thing, obviously the drugs make a big difference, but see the drugs don't do fuck all without the food. It took me 5 or 6 years to learn the food was more important than the drugs. And I remember I was taking less than ever took before, and my food was perfect, and my mood, my strength, everything just changed, got better, and it was flan. So it is true to say, people don't want to hear it. All food is the secret. See, the better your food is, the more wholesome food it makes up.
100%.
Yeah.
See, just before we wrap it up, the gym questions. What is your squat PB?
So my best squat was 300 for 7. My best deadlift.
Crazy.
Was it 300 for 6 or 295? It might have been 295 for 5 or 6, but then I got injured. And then my best bench flat was 240. My shoulder press, dumbbells, 85 for 7.
So did you ever do 1 rep max? Always?
See, not really. No, I would do it now sometimes because I'm not strong. But it was all when I learned training it was like when I worked with JP, he got me the biggest and strongest. It was do 1 set, 10 to 15, get a good feel for it, 2 or 3 reps, save your energy, get to your top set, right, that's it, all out, balls to walls, let's go, hard as you can. So 2 to 3. I remember whenever I was doing the big dumbbells in the 90s, before I got to 90, I'd done 80 for 15.
Serious?
And before I got to 90, I'd done 85 for 12, so I knew, right, I can do it now.
Yeah.
Because I only got 4 or 5 reps at 90, at 80, I'm not going to get 90. So it was slowly but surely, and I remember an old memory popped up with the 70s, and I'm laying down, and like 20 reps, 70 kilo dumbbells.
That's unreal.
And I'm like, how did I do it? I don't have a clue how I done it. I was just different. But then when you're in that mindset and you're training it, I was just surrounded by monsters too. My mate Neely trains me, and he's always been a brute. Wouldn't be as big, but he's just a freak. And he always says naturally strong. And then I was training my few other guys. The guy Harry, he was like a mad coach. He was big slap in the back and all. Come on, cursing at you, sure not you. And then there was one day where he was hitting me. He was okay.
He was hitting me.
Oh, I mean, hit me. I was like, see when you're fighting, you can't feel it.
Yeah.
So he hit me like slap in the back. Come on, show what you've got. Show me your balls. I'm sitting there training, and he goes, "You okay?" I remember going, "I'm just happy." And he went, "Well, can't be mad at that." But I wasn't strong.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was always when I was going through my mind was a bit fucked up, or I had a really bad depression, or I was
suicidal. The strongest.
I was just whatever. My life was full of chaos. I was a bull. But then I remember one day just going, and I was almost left, just disappeared. It's weird.
See your suicidal thoughts, did they go away once you started hitting the gym?
No, I came back a few times, so it did. There was a few close calls. And then in my head as well, I was thinking, seeing I first done it, I wasn't scared of dying. And I thought about it again. And then in my head, man, see the last 3 years, I went through a lot of shit. I really, like, broke me. Like, knowing you to see some age, just get golden. I'm like, just really hard. I think the last year was probably the hardest of my life. Although saying that, I thought I wanted to die again. And I went for a walk with a big client Ian. I've told Ian, and we got in the big wheel. Right in the park. Yeah. And I was like, I don't want to die. I'm just going to fall. So I think it's just the mind travels you. But I will through a really bad breakup again. I haven't seen my daughter. And then I will see all the drama with the police. And I was going through court as well. And then just getting, I got my best mate backstabbed me. I'd stroked a lot of money. not seeing my daughter. My fiance sort of told me lies too, and I just went, oh, here we go. But all these things sort of make you better now, so they make you a better, a stronger person. But for me, it was coaching at the time, and it was really, really hard because everyone looks to me. They see Big Ryan, and Big Ryan's the shining light. Do you know what I mean? There's no, he couldn't get a bad day. And I remember, I'll never forget two of my clients saying, so you're just human then, like the rest of us. And like, I remember the scene look on my face, and I was just...
How did that make you feel when they said that?
I mean, I always, do you know what? I knew I was going to hurt myself bodybuilding because I thought I was Superman, and I thought I could take on anything. And I remember it, I was going from doing all these dumbbells. This actually got me into coaching. I hurt myself in my back, ruined my bodybuilding career, ruined everything. And I was like, what am I going to do now? So again, I was like, the gaming stopped. I started training, but now I've lost the gaming and the bodybuilding. And when you're bodybuilding, it's like, mate, it's not just your one day meal, food, drugs, cardio, posing, walking, training, everything's like, it's every day something put in line. It's your purpose, almost like being in the army.
Yeah.
Every day's Groundhog Day. I lost that, and I'm going, what do I do now? But then it turned out to be the best thing for me. So I started coaching. I always loved training. I had that mad intent, that mad drive. Like, come on, let's go, let's do it. Really hard core training. So I started coaching with friends for free. And then I've done like a post out. I mean, I had like 30, 40 clients making all this money coaching. And then I was going, loved it. But I couldn't train, my back was still sore. And now I'm sort of trying to find a balance of both. But it hurt me. All the bad things happened to me. I know sometimes at the end of that tunnel, it's almost better for me now. And a few bad things happened the last few months, which are really, really hurtful. And I'm still going, I know at the end of the tunnel I'm going to be a better person.
Yeah.
That way. Definitely. But I still have a lot of growing up to do still. I've matured a lot. I'm a business and coaching and being like a person, but there's still, the gym and the coaching helps me deal with being just hard times in life. Do you know what I
mean? And at least you've had the suicidal thoughts, you had the suicide attempt.
Yeah.
And thank God it didn't work.
I know.
You've seen the light at the end of the tunnel. So now going forward, anytime things are going bad, it's always going to get better because you've done it before.
It's going to sound really bad, but see now, it's almost like, oh, I'm not surprised. And that, I'm not surprised something bad happens. I'm just like, I'm not surprised. I'm just always used to getting almost fucked over. Like, I'm used to it now. It's weird. Where you sort of like lose faith in people. Yeah. It's almost like, oh, I'm not surprised. So...
But what about when the good stuff happens then?
Oh no, do you know what?
Are you like not surprised by it either, or are you like?
Do you know, I think I'm just used to the good stuff always just to disappear again.
Yeah,
I'm almost waiting for something. Right, what's going to be the next chaos here, or what's going to happen next time?
Maybe you thinking that way is it's bringing the chaos into your life.
I hope not.
If you go, right, this is brilliant, and then just try and keep well positive, this is brilliant, but something bad's going to happen. The next thing,
I know, mate. Here, you're probably right. But then I think about good stuff too. Oh, that's these good dreams, being a millionaire and all, and all this fancy stuff. It's not happening.
Well, no, Ryan, listen, that was brilliant. Thanks for coming on. As Tyrone would say, we've talked enough shit.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed it, and I think your story is really inspiring for people who are struggling with mental health, and struggling with it throughout their life. You're from 10 years old, you've been struggling.
I think I need to do like a back check on where I came from, that before and after photo. Like, how did you get from there to there, and sort of let on the more clients, like sort of tell my story more.
Definitely, because it's a great story, and it shows where you can go from here to here, and obviously you're gonna have blips along the way, but that's part of the journey, isn't it?
Yeah, that's just life. You get knocked down, you get back, fall down 7 times, stand up 8.
Yeah, well, if you fall down 7 times, you can only stand up 7 times. So
yeah, I know.
But yeah, definitely, Ryan, you're a legend.
Right.
Thanks for sharing your story, folks. Everyone, hit the Patreon. It's £2 a month, and make sure you all get behind our Tyrone. He's fighting here, Waterford. I forget what the show's called, Ballard, Waterford, or whatever, something. But he's gonna win anyway. We'll all get behind him, and like, subscribe, share, and we'll see you next week. With him weight going all the way.